This video is brought to you by Artistworks. Artistworks are part of True5 Studios, and they offer direct access to master musicians through their innovative online learning platform. Partnering with iconic musicians, they've crafted decades of industry experience into guided paths of online lessons. Crucially, there's an option to get personal feedback tailored specific to your playing via their unique video exchange. Get direct guidance towards your playing goals. You can use the code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of Artistworks courses. In this video, I wanted to show you how you can basically get started on your Axe-Fx, your FM9 or your FM3 before you go anywhere. First of all, I guess you want to consider grabbing your USB cable and start getting connected up. So use your output 1, presumably, into whatever speaker or audio interface you're using. Here we see output 1 where you can use XLR or jacks. I'm using jacks here. You've got output 2 as well if you wanted to plug into something else as well. Expression here, I've got my expression pedal plugged into 1, and we've got FAS link 2. Here's where you can put your FC6 or FC12, and we've got additional alternate inputs here, or input 2, 3, 4, and as well as output 3 and 4. To the G66.eu website and choose your device, whether you've got FM9, FM3, Axe-Fx 3, and then go to here, download section. And you download the latest firmware, your USB firmware which you'll need, and drivers. As well as, if you go to here, Axe Edit 3, you download your version of Axe Edit. And this is the thing that we're going to use to edit our presets. You'll also find a bunch of presets that you can download here. You'll find there's a Devin Townsend preset, which I've just downloaded. We open up Axe Edit, and the first time you open it, it will probably do some stuff where it's kind of just making sure that it's in sync with your Axe-Fx or FM3 or FM9. And where you'll probably start will be here, right? So you could spend a load of time with just the stock presets. You probably have quite a good time, to be honest with you. There's loads of great stuff in here. Now, if I wanted to load that preset that I just saw, what I could do, I think, if we go import preset, find what it was, so I think it's in downloads, Devin Townsend, Axe-Fx 3, open. Now that's loaded onto that preset here. So what I might want to do would be to go over here and try the same thing again, import preset, and then I'm not getting rid of anything else. So we can then press just save, and you can cycle through scenes. One thing I was checking out a Leon Todd video, because I was kind of looking at, he's got a video called FM3 Fundamentals, really useful video. But what you could do is add any of the things that you like from these other presets. So for instance, if I like this Bucket Brigade delay, save this into the block library, Devin Townsend, like that. And then in later kind of presets, I could use that. So let's go and start building our own preset. So what you need to be aware of, this is basically your grid. You have to wire it up, essentially. So start with your input, and then go the full length, and join it up in that way. And then this one needs to be your output. So output 1 here. Signal until you do that. So if I just shunt that, you won't get any signal through. So when you're trying to build your own presets, don't forget that you need to wire it up as such. Okay, now I'm going to start off with an amp here, and then a cab. And I think let's just start off with Texas clean, and cab wise go into our cab picker, and these days I'd actually be more likely to use the Dyna cabs, but since you don't have those on FM3 and FM9 yet, let's just keep it simple. So we've got that happening, right? Now another thing I wanted to do, if we put in a multiplex block here, in this way we're going to have a simple kind of input row 1, 2, 3. Way of switching between drive and clean. And we'll then, or maybe we could keep the cab, no, let's not keep the cab the same, another cab, cab 2, and cab picker, go factory 2, where are you then, Texas, keep the same cab, 906, then draw this up, and this up, and this. Now, scene 1, clean, label that. Scene 2, what we can do is set this up to be a different channel. So channel 1, 3, then scene 2, set this up to be channel 3, set up to be row 4. Then we got got seamless channel switching. So that's one way that you could set it up to have like this relatively simple channel changing stuff. I'm going to put delay and reverb after. Click here and then delay 1. We'll go for something nice and stereo tape. I like to keep delay and reverb after the amp and cab, so it's more like studio type effects. And then a reverb, so if we right click here. Also, actually, let's try this block library thing. So library, recall, delay, Devin Townsend. So now we could grab blocks that we really like from our library. That's just a way to do that, quite simple. Edit, delete block, and then rejoin that up. And then a reverb, I tend to put reverb last in the chain. So reverb 1. And I really like the sound of some of these longer kind of glorious kind of things. So Ice Castle is a really cool one. But also Nimbus Stratus is really nice too. So I'm going to set up you need to make sure that these aren't changing channels when you change, and then you will have seamless. Let's take that mix down. It's obviously very long, and take that time down a bit as well. Now we could put some other things in front of the amp, you know, like your compressor. I like to take the mixes down slightly on those. And then you can also put things like a drive in front. So let's go with the Blues OD, which is glorious. Okay, then save that preset. Basically, just change your name. Like that, and then press save. And balance the volume of these with this level. Now, I did say I've got an expression pedal here. So one thing we could do is assign this mix to our expression pedal, so pedal 1, and the max was about 12, right? So we set that up like that, and then also reverb, same kind of deal, mix and pedal 1, max to be about 10. Okay, and then press save on that. Now really quite straightforward that. And if I wanted a boost for a solo, one way that I could do this is maybe with an enhance block. So enhancer here, if I bypass that everywhere except for on the solo, let me just bypass it again, then what we can do is then have that booster level. Okay, now quite an effective way to do it as well. You could try doing. Another thing, if you want to load an IR, so go into user 1 like this, find your cab in another window and drag it as such, and then you can use your IR. And we can replace this one in the same way, so mute that one, cab, user 1, and then drag over here. What you could also then do, I believe, save as template. And then you can have this saved as a JC dual amp. And then, if you go to your next preset, you can load it from your template. And instead of having to do all of that work again, you could just go and, you know, just change your amp here. And you could think, right, well, I just want this one to be a bit more dumbly. So we'll go ODS 1 forward. Then amp 2, sorry, will have the preamp boost. And then in that way, I've actually just set up 2 presets basically in the time that it took me to do that other one, because I've just used that template again. I hope that kind of helps with some ideas about how to do some of this stuff if you're just starting here. There's some fairly complex ideas just jumping around here, but essentially you've got the ability to change channels, scenes, all that sort of stuff. But I just start off relatively simple with this, something like this, so that you can just start playing basically, and then you've got your 3 scenes and you can get cracking with that. I'll catch you in another video soon. This video was brought to you by G66 UK, where you can grab an FM9 or an Axefx 3 at the moment without a wait list, and they've also got a service centre in the UK. But that's kind of where I would start off with this, and see how you get on with that. Check out the rest of G66's videos for more specific videos on any of this sort of stuff, but that is kind of where I would start off if you just got your unit. Cheers for stopping by.